Hello, everyone, and welcome to my take on analyzing evil. Before we get started, there's a channel I'd like to shout out called The Vile Eye. He does this series called Analyzing Evil, everything from TV shows, TV show villains, movie villains, comic books, books. It don't matter. Even if it's just a folklore or something, he'll cover it, and he does a really fantastic job. Check that channel out. Now, I know I'm a small channel. He's way bigger than me, but if you come across it, check that channel out, The Vile Eye, Analyzing Evil. So I want to do my take on analyzing evil. And today we're going to cover the 1999 movie starring Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence titled Life. Life, if you think about it, really is a horror movie. Now, it's not the kind of horror movie that's going to keep you up at night, and it's going to jump scare you and pop out at you. No. But Life is a very good movie. It's a very funny movie. But if you think about it, it really ain't all that funny, to be honest. The main characters are Rayford Gibson, played by Eddie Murphy, and Claude Banks, played by Martin Lawrence. These two guys both seemingly kind of have some kind of problem with like gambling or something like that. Trying to take shorts and stuff like that. Because Claude, as you know, he owed somebody some money when he went to the bathroom. And he's like, "Look, fellas, I got a bill to take care of. You got to leave me something." He was like, you can keep your leg." "Oh, yeah, that'll work." And Ray's just a hustling two-timing, hanging out in the bathroom, pickpocketing folks all day. Two people that, if they had never went to that club and they had never crossed paths, probably would never ended up in the situation that they were in. But they did, and they did. In a way, you can kind of say Ray saved Claude's life. Because think about it, if Ray wasn't there that night, right? Let's say it was just Claude and his wife. If Ray wasn't there, Spanky probably would have killed Claude. They was dunking him in that water, you know what I mean? So, I don't know what Spanky would have done to Ray. That remains to be seen. So Ray tells Spanky, "Listen, I got this booze. I know where I got the good connect. I can drive down to Mississippi, get that for you. Keep you, as leverage, get it, to save our skin, you know what I mean?" So Spanky agrees, and off they go from New York to Mississippi. When they get down to Mississippi, things are a lot different in New York with how black people are treated and all that kind of stuff. Ray kind of knows this. Claude doesn't really kind of know it, as seen by the whole pie, when they stop to get something to eat. How about I turn y'all into pie, you know what I mean? First, we get our first instance of evil when Sheriff Pike murders Winston Hancock. Now, Ray lost his watch, but Ray wasn't content with just letting that go. Now, why he gambling in the first place, I don't know. That's one thing. Never gamble something that you aren't willing to lose, and lose for good. So he goes to find Winston. They find him dead, right? These hillbillies up the way come out, see him, take him to the sheriff's office, and of course, the same guy that murdered Winston pins the murder on them. This act by this man cost two people their lives. So off to Mississippi State Penitentiary they go. The movie, to me, does a good job of course, it's a comedy movie because what else do you expect? Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence, Bernie Mac, Anthony Anderson. What do you expect? But the psychological, real life horror, whatever you want to call it, is very, very subtle. And I think that the movie does a good job of kind of portraying that. Because when I was a kid and I watched it, I didn't think anything about it, And I'm not the first one to point this out. But when we get to the cafeteria scene and they're all sitting around, here's where we have another instance of evil. Each person goes around and tells what they did to get where they're at. She was my half-sister. I cut her in half. Skinned my landlord alive, made a coat out of him. Killed the guy ringing the bell that's dressed up as Santa Claus. All these different varying degrees of evil. So a lot of these people probably deserve to be here, but not really Ray and Claude. Now, Ray and Claude were doing something illegal. They was running hooch, but that don't warrant being sentenced for life in prison. The movie deals with a lot of different topics, and I think one that they touch on very well is being institutionalized and becoming comfortable with prison life. And that's where we have Biscuit. I think a lot of people kind of misinterpret Biscuit's character when he says, I can't go home to my mama like this. A lot of it is, that he's, plays for the other team. But I think a lot of it is he probably was like that before he went to prison. And when he went to prison, he could really kind of be himself. He figured, well, I'm gonna be here for a while, might as well get comfortable. Now, whether he got a pardon or he didn't have life or whatever, we don't know that. But he was getting out of prison soon. He says, I can't go home to my mama like this. It's three things. One, it's probably most likely his sexuality. Two, it's the fact that he's become so comfortable in this environment. Biscuit really didn't seem to have a problem. I mean, none of the inmates really did, but Biscuit really didn't seem to have a problem with how things were. He seemed to enjoy, him and Jangle Egg's relationship, and you could tell he was kind of the woman in the relationship. And the third thing is, how can he go home to his mom with the action that he's committed? How can he face his mom? Saying that he killed his landlord or whatever and made a coat out of her. I'm pretty sure, even though, your mama loves you no matter what, but if your son killed somebody, you'd look at him differently. You know what I mean? It also seems that Ray is more adamant about getting out than Claude is. Ray wasn't really content with the fact that I'm going to spend the rest of my life in here with something I didn't do. Claude seemed to kind of be a little more, like I said, content with it. But Ray kept trying different things. They finally escaped, and it's supposed to be a happy ending, but realistically, these are two old men that their lives have been taken from them. I mean, I don't know how they 80, 90 years old. It said they lived together in Harlem. How did they make money? Did they have any money? I don't know. Their whole lives were taken from them for something that they did not do. And they have this happy music and all this stuff. But that's really, really scary. That's really scary. And imagine that's some people's reality. That's somebody's reality right there. It's probably a lot of people in prison right now serving time for something they really didn't do. Just like the movie Shawshank Redemption. When he's like, what did you do? What did you do to get in here? Oh, I'm innocent. Ask anybody. Hey, what'd you do? I'm innocent. Hey, what'd you do? I'm innocent. Well, Ray and Claude really were innocent. And Andy from Shawshank Redemption was innocent as well. Life is a great movie. It's definitely funny, but it's absolutely a horror movie, and you can see a lot of the evil, from the bigotry and racism, how white people treat black people in the South, to the murderous and evil ways of the other prisoners, from the acts that they committed, and even the people that was working for Spanky, the dudes that came in and got Claude. I mean, it really is just, it's evil kind of all around, and that's kind of why I wanted to make this video, because like I said, I love the movie, and I wanted to do my take on the analyzing evil thing. Honestly, I mean, when you're grown and you rewatch life, it ain't nothing funny about it. Some of the lines will make you funny, will make you laugh, but it really ain't nothing to laugh about if you really think about it. It really does make you think. But as always, I'd love to know what y'all think down in the comment box below. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'm out.